So today we're up in the North Maine Woods and we stayed up here for the start of the Maine grouse season. Probably everyone's favorite time of year on this channel. So today I'll go over some strategies for early season hunting. It really is the most difficult time of year. As you can see, we still have a lot of foliage on the trees, but there are ways you can go about giving yourself the best chances. So we'll talk about that today. A lot of walking, covering ground, and I've got a bit of a surprise for you when we get out there. It's getting towards like 7:30, but we really got some thick fog that's coming off the lake that I'm right next to down this way. And that just probably means that the birds are gonna get off the roost a little later. They should be up by now, so. But I do have, like I mentioned, a bit of a surprise for everyone. As you know, I've been using my old Pump 20 been using it for years and years, this guy right here. It's in some pretty rough shape. This is a Winchester model 1300. This, maybe some of you recognize that case. This is, and it's the Beretta Silver Pigeon. Such a beautiful gun. And it's an over-under, which I'm really excited about. It's in a 20 gauge, which I think is really the perfect grouse. A lot of people like 28s. I just prefer the 20. Mostly over the 12 because it's a lot lighter. And the Beretta's Silver Pigeons are just such a beautiful gun. They're a simple construction and it'll last for years and years. But there you go. Yep, so brand new shotgun. I have shot it, but it hasn't shot a grouse yet. So this is the base model. This is the Beretta 686. And again, got it in the 20 gauge, can shoot 3-inch shells, and I decided on the 28-inch barrel. I prefer a little bit smaller of barrel, especially for, you know, times of year like this when the foliage is just so extremely thick. Some people like 30s, but I've always shot a 28-inch and it shoulders well for me. Super excited to have this. My dad got me this I just recently graduated with my PhD. So he bought it for me for my graduation, getting my doctorate. Definitely the highest end gun alone that I've ever owned. So anyway, so yep. Well, I guess we're officially starting the Maine grouse season here. As you can see, really hard to see through the woods. Everything's still pretty green, low down. Up top, it's getting some color, but that's all right. The grouse are still gonna be there. The problem is, especially when you're hunting roads, there's a lot of feed in the woods. So most times you're gonna have to do some bushwhacking and cover some different ground because there's mushrooms in there. For example, been a big year for beech nuts, so you want to hunt some hardwood stands as well. And that's kind of what we're doing today. I'm thinking that they're going to be in feeding on some of the beech nuts that we can see up here. So we're going to walk further up, and then we're going to cut the ridge side over down into a cedar bog over here. So actually, I guess I could probably show you on a map here what our plan is. Yeah, so what we're going to do, a lot of you ask me what apps I like to use. This is Onyx. I'm not too experienced with it. I mean, it's just like any other maps, but it's got a lot of functions that are pretty cool. All kinds of layers specific to hunting. But yeah, so far I like it. I've always just used, I just need a satellite map, but I do like its extra hunting features or hunting focused features. Yeah, so this is where we parked. We're gonna walk up this road probably till not that much further, right up here. And then we're gonna hunt these twitch trails, likely around the edge, and see what we can find. Once we do that, we'll come back down and hunt this lower area, probably around this cedar, or around this mountain here. So there's the general plan. I don't know how long that'll take. Hopefully we'll see a few grouse while we're at it. It's gonna be difficult shots today, tough shots. Well, looks like someone got a moose right here. Good for them. So we're gonna cut in right here. The edge of the cut is along this side, so we're gonna hunt between the cuts, and then this side is some older growth stuff, like big hemlocks, beech trees. So we're gonna follow that along. It's gonna connect us to the road, so up and over. It might be too early to hunt this stuff, but I just wanna give it a peek. Look at all these spider webs. Holy cow. Everywhere. This is gonna be a fun hike. Yep, pretty steep through here. We're almost at the top. And once we get to the top, I'm more excited to hunt the slope on the other side. It's like taking a swim through here though. Pretty much soaked. A lot of dew this morning, and can't see them. All right, that was one. Trying to make sure I don't hear another. It's so thick in here. And when it's thick like this, they hold tight. So he was right, I don't know if you could see him, but he was right on that log. Can't see him. Very good cover. I barely saw him there. I heard one right here, but I'm guessing he popped up to that log. There could be one more here, so. I hope that breast is okay. I was shooting through the leaves, so it wasn't my best shot ever. But there you go. That's the first one with... That really rockets. So that was the first bird of the season, and also the first bird that I got with the new over-under shotgun. So I don't think my alignment was very good on that one. I was trying to weave between the trees. It was super hard to see him in here, and he was sitting tight. I wish I definitely didn't hit his head, which was what I should have been going for, but I had a hard time. I couldn't see through the leaves. That's my excuse. Nice red phase to start the season. That was really, really close. But we'll take it. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to the truck, drop that bird off. I think it's just a single too. I didn't hear any others, although they could flush right now. We'll follow the edge for just a second. There was one more. He was running this way. No. Kind of scouting a new area. I know there's grouse near here, but I'd go look somewhere new, and this stand looked nice. But I walked the road and wasn't too happy with what I saw further on, so I turned around to the section I did like and then just cut in and started bushwhacking.
Another good tip to go over, particularly for grouse, is if we go to the layers that we can use and scroll down to the trees, crops, and soil, I really like scouting with this one right here, looking at the deciduous and the conifers. Now, you could do this on your own. It's just a really good way to display it and get a good visual. But once I do find a location, I go into specifically the deciduous trees. And here we can look at layers of all different types of species. For example, rarity in my area, something I like to go check out when I'm walking or see if it's in the area, are tight clusters of aspen and birches. And as we can see, we do have a couple in this little area. But of course, the major staple that we're looking for is that maple and beech. And as we can see, we have a really nice band of it here, smashed right between two really thick conifer bands. And they also happen to be deer yards, which means they have 70+% sky coverage. So these are extremely thick, a really hard place for predators, including humans, to get to grouse at all. And actually, you'll see that a little bit later in the video as part of a spoiler. But the reason I'm drawn to it is they have a safe habitat to retreat to. There's likely a stable population around, and this band that goes through the middle of it, this is their feeding ground. While there's going to be some mushrooms in those conifers, especially right now, the beech and the maples are going to be their primary food source, and we're going to walk just zigzagging right through this feed source to see if we can't find some, and then we'll finish it up. We'll come back out to this little road. So that's the plan.
Thought I heard something here. Jeez, I wasn't looking up. All right. Younger one. Well, cool. This younger stand looks pretty good. It's got a lot of beech like we talked about earlier. It's got maple in here. I shot through the bushes, so it looks like I hit him in the tail there, judging from it falling apart. I couldn't see him when I actually took the shot, but I knew generally where it landed, so I had a pretty good idea that I was gonna get that one. So that's good to see. So anyway, what that bird was doing was it was actually in the treetops. Now this time of year, you gotta be ready for a shot that's either gonna be in the trees or flying out of the trees, because the beeches this year are producing a ton of nuts, and early season, it's a high protein source that the birds are always after. So I figured I'd come work through this stand, and I thought I had heard something out this way, so I started working here. But so we'll check out what's in this guy's crop a little bit later, but for now, we'll just keep going. So far, I'm really liking the new gun. It shoots well, it shoulders on me well. Once I finish up here, I'll probably give this another hour, hour and a half, and I want to go scout one more place because I'm guiding tomorrow. Well, happy to get that one. We're just gonna, hopefully he's not bleeding too much. I'm just gonna stuff him in my bag. I'm not used to that, so when I open it, every time it's like facing my eyes. One day that's probably gonna happen. I can already tell. It's the second time I go to open it, looking at it. I kind of like this stand. It's thick enough for the birds, but yet it's got some decent pass and some nice spacing in here.
Just saw one up the road.
And just kind of strutted off into the bushes. It's thick, we'll see. I don't know about this. Jeez. Ow. Yeah, I think this one's gonna make it. Holy cow. Gosh. He might flush on the backside of it. Gross. Nasty. Where are you at? Oh. This is terrible. He saw me from quite a ways and he just dipped right back into that thicket. Holy cow. I mean, he's probably standing right in there, but I can't see 2 feet. I'll try coming up and around, but you know, I think we'll give him the win on that one. This ain't much better though. We might get a wing shot though, right up here. No, I think that one duped me. He was in a good spot. We'll give him that. I mean, all in all, it was a pretty good opening day. I'm definitely not gonna complain about that. Got to try out and actually shoot something with the new shotgun. So that was a lot of fun, but we still have a couple hours of sunlight left and I'm really not feeling up to it. Not feeling the greatest, so hopefully tomorrow and definitely Monday when I have to go out guiding, I'm gonna feel a little better. I'm gonna get some rest. And anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.